Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hi, I'm Amy Rogers, and this is your Golf Central update. Well, you have some big names in the field this week at the Sanderson Farms Championship in Jackson, Mississippi. Sergio Garcia makes the trip from the Ryder Cup to defend his title this week. Zach Johnson also making the trip after serving as an assistant captain last week at the Ryder Cup to U.S. captain Steve Stricker. Garcia spoke with the media earlier today.
It was a fun week last week. They're always, they always take a lot out of you, but at the same time, I had a couple of days off, so that was nice, and just got here last night and, tried to get ready to defend my title here.
Speaking of last week, it seems like it's always a lot of emotion, especially in the end when we were hearing from a lot of Team Europe especially. Can you describe a little bit about where that emotion really comes from and why it's such an intense experience?
It's quite simple. It just comes from the love we have to each other, the love we have to the event, to the Ryder Cup, and how much it means to us. And yeah, there were a lot of emotions, but great emotions. People just caring so much about the Ryder Cup, caring so much about their partners, feeling bad about letting them down, which they didn't, but they felt like that, some of them. So it was it was amazing. I love that event. I've loved it since before I started playing it, and I've always said it. The kind of relationships that you build in Ryder Cups, you don't build in any other tournament. So it's very special because of that.
Yeah. Why do those relationships form so strongly with the Ryder Cup?
Well, on the European team, it's quite simple. Everybody just opens up. Like I've always said it. Everybody takes their armor off, and it's just everybody's there for each other. When you need a hug, when you need some encouragement, when you need a shoulder to cry or someone to laugh with. So it makes it very special to get to know a lot of those guys that much deeper, and only the Ryder Cup does that to us.
And Sergio Garcia begins his first round alongside two other winners of this event, Sebastian Munoz and Peter Malnati. The group goes off at 2:06 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. And Zach Johnson will begin his first round alongside Cam Davis and Martin Laird. The group goes off at 8:49 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday morning, and Kira K. Dixon had a chance to speak with Johnson ahead of that first round.
Zach, obviously coming off of a bit of an intense week at Whistling Straits, now that you've had maybe a couple of days to process everything, what are your takeaways from what was a pretty amazing week?
Well, you said it was amazing. It was, those weeks are always very, very special. Frankly, leading up to it special. And then the role I'm in, obviously this year was tremendous. Obviously I couldn't play in the team, so and if you can be associated, you're going to jump at that opportunity, and I'm grateful that Captain Stricker allowed me to do that. I love serving, especially when you're, trying to be accommodating and serving this team that was so receptive and so in tune to, I guess you'd say just a common goal. And it was evident from the beginning, and fortunately it showed up on the golf course. It was extremely impressive.
We talked to Phil about this at the Fortinet, and he said his main goal was just to create a positive impact on a player emotionally, have that one-on-one effect. Was there a moment like that at all for you during the Ryder Cup?
Oh, I think there's probably quite a few. I think the ones that stick out are usually with the guys that have very little to no experience, where you can really just be a nice resource, just based on experience, based on what you've kind of gone through in those cups. So, I have my little nuggets that I go to, but then I've also got some things you kind of got to cater to who the individual is too. And, speaking of Phil, he was fantastic. He didn't do a whole lot of the preliminary work because, at one point, we were still considering him. He had a chance to make the team. If my memory serves me right, he is the PGA champion. So, there was once he was involved, though, my goodness, he was awesome. Captain Stricker did a great job in integrating both he and Freddie late with Jimmy and Davis and I, and we all had our hats. We all had our roles. Clearly that Davis and Jim are former captains, so, Steve relied on their past experiences, and he should. And then, Freddie is also a past captain of President's Cup, so there's a lot of knowledge there, a lot of experience there, and I'd say everybody just got it. We gave our opinions when warranted, and Steve made the hard decisions, but, embraced those hard decisions, and fully was confident in his decision making, and it was tremendous. And the guys, I should say kids, they are kids, bought into it from the very beginning. So I'm going on a rant here, but I was impressed. I'm not surprised because the guys just really bought in and embraced what Stricker wanted. Yeah,
there's a lot of talk about team chemistry leading into the event. And based on all the experience you've had with the Ryder Cup, everything you've seen, is that buy-in? Was that the difference with this group of players?
No, I think everybody's kind of bought in over the years. For the most part, now that I think about it. That's probably one thing that I don't want to say it was different. It was just more apparent. I think the process in which we go about our leadership and then also selection of team is certainly much more efficient and effective now. I think it also we'll see more signs of that as time goes on, because I think it's different here and there, and it should be, because we were able to have some sort of say in the golf course, and so were they over there. And as a result, your team should be acquired or selected as such. And the guys that we selected, statistically, and I think from a chemistry, camaraderie, buy-in standpoint, it was easy. It just wasn't difficult. If there was anything difficult, it's like, who do you want to play with? And they're like, well, I'll play with anybody. Yeah. I mean, we do want some opinion in the matter, the telltale sign is this. Stricker said it on Sunday, is Brooks and Bryson wanted to play together. Statistically, it was a really good tandem. And they said if things weren't set, they were more than happy and fairly adamant that they wanted to tee it up together, which is really cool. Bottom line is, anything that's ever happened outside the ropes of those two is probably blown out of proportion, but, that's the way things are. And they were fully in on a mission to get a point. However that was constructed, they were okay with, together or not. And, clearly they didn't play together, but man, I wish y'all could have seen them off the course. They were part of a team.
The reigning PGA Tour Rookie of the Year, Will Zalatoris, is also in the field this week. He will tee off alongside Ryan Armour, the Sanderson Farms champion in 2017, and Stephen Jaeger at 2:17 p.m. Eastern on Thursday.